Okay, today we will be covering week 1, lesson 3, which is going to contain page 113, which is going to be some alphabetizing, activity sheet 113, alphabetizing, and it will also contain worksheet 113 with the backside homework 113 over final stable syllables CIOUS and TIOUS. Okay, we will start with some practicing with alphabetizing to help remind you of how to work through that process. And we'll start by taking a look at this list right here of 10 words. Remember, the first thing that you're supposed to do when you see a list of words that you're alphabetizing is go ahead and underline the first letter in each word so you can see what you're working with. So we've got B, P, D, A, P, D, A, E, A, D. And as you did that, you should have realized that you actually have a couple of different words in here that are going to start with the same letters. Okay, different letters, different words. All right. So we only had one that started with B, but as far as P goes, we've got 1, 2 that start with P. So you'll recall that that first letter is not going to be a good guide letter for us on those because it's the same letter. So we're going to go ahead and underline the second in those P words. It is an A and an R, so we're good to go on that one. Okay, now for D, we had 1, 2, 3 that started with D. We have D-I, and then we have D-I, and then we have D-I. Is that second letter going to be a good guide word for us on those D words? No, it is not. So we're going to move to that third letter and see if we get some help. Okay, D-I-L, and then we've got D-I-R, and then we've got D-I-V. At that point, we realize the third letter on those D words is going to be the guide letter for us. Okay, moving on to A, we've got 1, 2, 3 A words. So we're going to go to the second letter, A, D, A, B. Now, that can be tricky if you're not remembering the rule that I've taught you that B comes before D. Hold that up, take a look at that, and help you remember what's what there. Okay? And then last A, L. All right? So at that point, we're good to go because they all have different there. All right? Then we've only got one E word. And we're covered, and at this point, we're ready to go ahead and start alphabetizing. So remember, you don't need to start alphabetizing until you have done all that work to get yourself ready to actually alphabetize those words. Okay? Then we're going to just go through the alphabet with it. All right? So, do we have any that start with an A? Yes, we do. Okay? So, to help you see it, remember I talked to you guys about boxing it. All right? So, let's box those A words, because those are the ones we're going to work with right now. We can't move on and do anything else until we have gotten those A words in the order that they're supposed to be in. Okay? So, we've got A-D, A-B, A-L. If you're thinking about the alphabet, is D, B, or L going to come first? Well, of course, the B is. So, the word about is going to be our first word. All right, next, would it be A-D or A-L? Of course, it would be A-D. Okay, so the word add will be number 2, and that leaves us with allowed for number 3. Notice I'm crossing them off as I go. Okay, working my way through this. All right, do we have any that start with B? Because at this point, we're done with those other second guide letters. We need to go back to first guide letters and see where we're at. All right, we do have one word that starts with a B, okay? So, of course, that's going to be the next one, which makes the word begin number 4, okay? Do we have any that start with C? No. Do we have any that start with D? Okay, yes, we do. I'm just going to circle those this time. We've got dilute, direct, and divulge. So we've got D-I, D-I, D-I to remind us we have to use the third letter for the guide word. So D-I-L, D-I-R, or D-I-V? Which one of those would come first in the alphabet? You got it. It's going to be D-I-L because L comes before R and V. All right, so we're on number 5. So dilute's going to be number 5. Okay, so then after that, would it be D-I-R or would it be D-I-V? You guessed it. It's D-I-R. So direct is going to be the 6th word. Divulge is going to be the 7th word. And we're moving right along. Okay, do we have any that start with an E? Yes, we do. We have one that starts with an E. No others start with an E. That makes elevate word number 8. Okay, do we have any that start with an F? G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. There we go. There's our P's. Okay. All right. So is it going to be P-A or P-R coming next? You guessed it. It's going to be P-A. That makes paper number 9 and project number 10. Okay, it's always a good idea to go back to your number 1 and just look back through it. Okay, 1 is A, B, 2 is A, D, 3 is A, L. Okay, 4 is a B word, begin. 5 is D-I-L, 6 D-I-R, 7 D-I-V. Those are in order. 8 is an E word. 9 is P-A, 10 is P-R, P-A comes first, so those are in order. Okay, so remember that strategy. I know it's time consuming and it takes a while when there are more words that start with the same first, second, or third letter, but this is the process you need to go through in order to not mess those up. Okay, I will do a separate video for the final stable syllable lesson.